you're telling me that you've taken 5 hours of entertainment and somehow condensed it into a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
That's yeoman's work.
Well, look, I went in and I took what I thought were the best moments.
Follow-up question, what's a yeoman?
Not a clue.
Russell Brand will know.
I'll bet you're goddamn right he will.
Okay, no need to curse.
All right, apologies.
But please, you know
the
taking
fat.
the Lord's name in vain is one of the commandments that will get you raped by the devil for all of time.
Agree to disagree. Here's the deal.
You agree to disagree?
Agree to disagree.
Well, you know my doctor, when I agreed to disagree, what he said?
No.
He said he refused to agree to disagree, which I thought was impossible.
Until right
Now,
now.
I've told you this before.
I know.
I said, because that's what I do at the end of an argument. I go, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
Right.
He said, no, I refuse. And he said, I will not agree to disagree. I will disagree.
Right.
And I said, what's the distinction? I thought there was no distinction between agreeing to disagree and disagreeing. I thought it was just two ways of saying the same things. He said no. He said it would be as unconscionable for him to say that he would agree to disagree as it would be if I was some sort of Holocaust revisionist.
Right.
You know?
Of course. Are you going to bring up...
And I said, are you going to bring up the goddamn Holocaust every time I go in to get my colonoscopy? I got a colonoscopy.
Oh, good.
He's an old man. He's 96 and he has a tattoo. I told you this whole story.
I know. I just wanted to agree to disagree because I don't know anything about Avid. I don't know anything about Yo.
No, you agreed to disagree about taking the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, that too.
God, you have the memory of a hummingbird. Okay, well, let's see now your montage. This is very exciting for me because I never got a chance to see it.
I trimmed the fat. I think I got a nice short package here of all the greatest
trimmed the
hits.
fat.
So
Let's
if
take
we
a look.
could, let's roll the clip of the first day of the Masters.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should clutch your...
I'm up to 243. Everyone else.
6 under.
Great.
This guy says you guys are really going at those sandwiches.
That's kind of hard to dispute.
And his descriptions of
Look
the
it.
food.
Look at
What was the music all about?
Thought it was a nice touch. It was good, right?
Circus music. Listen, it's not your fault. Whatever. It's funny, I guess. I love it. That fucking thing went viral.
There's a good chance it might.
I say to my doctor, Doc, what's going on? My doctor says, you are fat. I said, how fat am I? He said, you're so fat that if you don't stop, within a month you could have a heart attack or stroke.
That's not funny.
He's not a comedian.
No. I was expecting a joke.
You're expecting a joke
Yeah, I thought it sounded like yours.
from my
I
cardiologist?
guess. What did we eat right before this podcast?
You had tofu.
It's tofu.
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 And then you had that thing that was red and green.
It was a beet salad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you have?
I had 3 whole fried chickens.
What else?
Biscuits and gravy.
And?
I don't want to say that third thing.
What else? What was the other thing?
Whatever, lard.
Exactly.
I like lard because there's like a purity to it. And you know I grew up poor, you know?
Frankly, I was just impressed that they carried lard at the place. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, no, I brought that with me, a can of lard.
That makes sense.
But anyways, we're not here to talk about...
Look, I feel for you, and I know what you're going through. I really do. I don't know if you knew this, but I used to be very large. I used to be really fat.
You did, really?
Yeah, very, very fat. Probably about 10 years ago, I gained a lot.
You are 36.
I'm 34.
34 years old.
34. And this
Oh my God.
is what I used to look like. That's Fathom right there. And
That's you?
that's me.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That was on a good day, too.
Is that like a fake picture?
No, that's not a fake picture.
So how old were you then? You were 24?
Yeah, I was probably about 24, 25. And
How much did you weigh?
well, at that point, I think the largest I got up to was about 250. There I was probably about, I don't know, close, coming up on 250.
Do I look like that fucking fat pig?
Well, maybe not that fat. I mean, this is your future, Norm.
It's your past.
It's my past and your future.
Sounds like a line from a Christmas Carol where
Sounds like
a kid
Dickens.
fucks it all up. So that is so you were 24.
Yeah.
So when did you gain the weight?
Well, I fluctuate a lot throughout my life, but
How did you gain it?
eating and not exercising.
Would that be your natural weight, or do you have to fight that all the time?
Well, yeah, I think I have to fight it to a degree. Yeah.
And how did you lose the weight?
Cocaine.
Cocaine?
Cocaine. Mostly, yeah, cocaine and other drugs and very, very serious depression.
That helps me a lot, Dr. Oz. So you think I should get into cocaine?
Well, I mean, it worked for me.
Whatever. All right. Well, I'll lose it. You know what I mean?
You'll lose it.
I'll lose it eventually.
I know you will. I know
You know
will.
why I started to gain the weight? I told you.
I don't remember.
I'm up 45 pounds, and it was for a role in a movie.
That's right, it was.
Anyways, whatever.
What was the role for again?
It wasn't a particular role, but I figured they always need a big fat guy in a movie. Turns out they don't. They have plenty of fat guys that are much more experienced at acting and at being a fat guy than I am.
If they put my name in a fucking publication like Entertainment Weekly,
You don't have to
think
swear.
if they put my name in a publication like Entertainment Weekly, I don't think you need to worry about gaining weight. They'll put you in something.
They
is what I'm
put
saying.
they put your name in Entertainment Weekly?
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Well, the doctor did say sometimes the fat moves to your brain and you get dementia.
Yeah, that might be the lard.
Sunday was the most exciting ending of golf I have ever seen. And what happened was that a playoff ensued between Ancel Cabrera, the Argentinian bull. This guy lived a hard scrabble life. You know what I mean? He grew up stealing chickens. That's how he made his living. That's hard coin.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get out of the country club, so he shagged balls and everything. You know, a tough old fella, but you know, a heart of gold. But you know, his father was a miner. You know, and only 15, I think, at the time.
Jesus.
And he worked at some sort of factory. And anyways, his opponent was this rich kid, you know, this Adam Scott fella from Australia.
Oh, from Step Brothers?
No, not the actor Adam Scott, the professional golfer Adam Scott. What, are you retarded? So I know you're not retarded, but what are you, Down syndrome? But the point of it is this. It was a class warfare, because these guys, they went into extra holes. And here it was this poor fella, this guy who grew up a peasant's son and had to take all kinds of hell from the Argentinian police, you know, trying to steal chickens for a living. Sure. Of course the police are going to get involved. Yeah. And who is he against? This kid that was born with a platinum spoon in his mouth. You know, this Adam Scott kid. And of course, the rich guy won.
I didn't see that
As
at all.
always, you didn't have to. You knew how the script was going to. Like an elephant is not fat.
Can I agree to disagree on that? Or
Yeah, you can agree. You know, I may have told you this, but my doctor's getting very rude. The last time I went to him, he said, "Open your mouth and say oink." I mean, that was.
I think we've come to the fact you need to find a new doctor.
I need to find a new.
This guy sounds like a real asshole.
New internist. Why do you continue to swear?
I don't know.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. It's hard, isn't it? We're trying
I
to.
like it because, like, any errors that occur, you just have to commit to history and relinquish. And I think that's a nice way to regard things, rather than being trapped in some perpetual quest for perfection that can never really be achieved. So live, I like it. For example, look at this. If this weren't live, someone would go, "Oh no, there's no water in his great big porcelain jug of nothingness."
Yeah.
And you know, there'd be a cut and some water. But now someone's going to have to walk into frame, give me water,
Yeah,
and I'll enjoy that moment.
It's funny they have not given you water.
Or we'll have to, in a sort of a crisis scenario, look, someone might even throw it. And that'll come in, and I get to catch it live. The gifts are all there.
Yeah, so you like live.
I like it better.
What did you think? You know, I I don't want to tell a story when you're the guest, but I didn't know.
Can if you like. It don't make no difference.
It doesn't make any difference. It's live.
This is all just a little part of our life. This bit happens to be filmed.
Yeah.
I've never been with you before and heard a
We've
story.
never met.
It'd be nice for me to hear you tell a story.
Well, I met Larry Flint, and I've met very few people. You're maybe, celebrities. You're
I
maybe.
thought you just meant people.
No,
like
no,
you were like
no.
a boy from an experiment that they keep it in a room with only horizontal lines in it and then release you into the world. Oh God, there's new geometry.
Well, it's not far from that, is it?
No, it's pretty close.
I don't go out of my. I met Larry Flint because we have a thing here in the United States where you go and talk in front of the president. You do a stand-up comedy. It's called the White House Correspondence. Anyway, the point of it is this: Larry Flint was there, right? So afterwards, I went up to Larry Flint, and I'm very uncomfortable around anyone's wheelchair or any sick person.
You're worried about it. You don't know what to say. You don't know if to address it or not.
Yeah, and I'm worried about my own mortality.
You think it's almost infectious.
Yes, I really do believe that they don't tell you how many contagious things there are. So I got close up to him, which you have to do with these fellas, and I said, "Hi, Larry," and he said, "Hi, Larry." So I said, "No, of course." I just agreed with him. Anyways, he said to me, he said, "Whenever you're out in California, come on over, I'll take care of you." So I was like, oh. And then I thought about it. I live in rural Canada. Now, my Uncle Basil, if he said, "Hey, anytime you're in the Ottawa Valley, come on over, I'll take care of you," that would mean he would make me a nice mincemeat pie, and Aunt Ida would play on the piano, and it'd be a heck of a thing. But when Larry Flint says, "I'll take care of you," I assume that means I'll be having sex with an odd-looking lady, and then he'll come in whacking off on his wheelchair.
Well,
But he's a wonderful guy.
I think the supplementary edition of a masturbating, voyeuristic, bewildered Larry Flint is that's conjecture. But I think what is reasonable, Norm, is that him saying "I'll take care of you," because if it was like a man that ran like a vegetable store, "I'll take care of you," you might think that you're going to get some beets, some juices. I don't think you'd be paying for the pornography. I think a friendship with Larry is a portal to pornography.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever been with a porno girl?
Yes.
A professional pornography person?
Several times, yes.
Oh, several times. And how does that... See, that would intimidate me because I would think... You know how when you're in bed sometimes and you're like, you're doing something that you think you invented? Have you ever done that? And then she
did invent them. I'm still thinking that.
I believe it.
because oftentimes it might have just been the pornographer's girl's husband that actually invented it.
Well, I don't know that the spouses of people in pornography are sexual pioneers. I imagine that they are like shuffling little eunuchs in the sex. They've married a person who's working in pornography.
Yeah.
If you're prepared to make that Faustian pact, where are you psychologically?
Yeah, well, you'd go out with them.
This is a casual interchange. That's like, I'm making more of a commitment to you by sitting here. So, it's not
But
like,
is it a
let's go on a
challenge to you?
voyage. Yes, but, for me, look, what you got to think of, don't see sex as some treacherous, deceitful, grubby little act. It can be that. But see it instead I see it as a beautiful confluence. And then women in pornography... if you treat them very, very, very lovingly and graciously, it awakens within them. In addition to their skill and their willingness to experiment, there's an incredible, joie de vivre, an incredible libido in its literal sense, life force that you can be accessed. I don't think be intimidated sexually unless it's by some sort of strata of being you don't typically want to have sex with, like a cow or a camel or, in my case, a man.
Yes.
That would be intimidating for me. I don't know how all of the orifices work.
Yeah. I think that's exactly the same.
With a camel.
Yeah. Well, I'm an old chug of coal. I'm near 50.
Uh-huh.
I'm on the same Viagra dosage that they give to the donkey at the second show in Tijuana. That's what my doctor
How do you
told
know?
me.
He said that's what we use. Why
Because
are they
have you ever-
prescribing it in such a responsible way? It's that terrible, detrimental act of bestiality. Don't give that donkey too much Viagra. We're not monsters. Right, they're going to fuck that human being for the entertainment of the children of God.
I envy you because you're a more enlightened person. See, I think of sex as a shameful, filthy act.
Catholic, are you?
No,
Oh, where have you picked this up?
I grew up that way, and
Out on the farm, watching animals doing it in rural Canada. A
Sal,
moose being
Sal,
ransacked against
Sal,
some timber.
Sal.
Sow. They listen.
We were pig farmers.
They're not gracious creatures when it comes to conjugal matters. I've recently had an
Worst
interaction.
oral sex you could imagine.
Horrible gums,
Yes.
sort of yellowing molars. I would never engage in sex with anything porcine. I see once. I went round a friend's house. They had a pig. They thought it was an angle.
Yeah.
I go. It's like, they goes, "Oh, the pig's coming out," and I could hear it. So this sort of desperate respiratory announcements preceded its arrival.
Yeah.
It come out blind. It was. Shuffled out at me, and they went with a pig, and you'll know this being from the world of pig farming. They said never take a step back once that pig comes out, otherwise the pig owns the hierarchical status between the two of you.
Yeah.
In fact, take a step towards the pig. Never did I deny my nature more, I'm a vegetarian, than stepping towards this unholy looking creature.
It is.
I did it anyway.
It is an unholy creature, for God's
Ghastly.
sakes. Jesus threw the demons in them and let them go over the cliff.
Jesus thought that they were simply a receptacle for demons. And then even then, get them over a cliff. It wasn't like let them live in the barnyard full of demons. Got rid of them, executed them. So for me, I got no... as a vegetarian, I love all of the animals, but pigs...
I will tell you my idea about vegetarian. First of all, let me say, I once saw a video, and I don't search out these videos, but when guys show them to you, they go, "You'll want to see this," and you're like, "Ah, Jesus." And then there's no one seeing it, But it was a guy a pig having sex with a lady.
I've seen that.
And I...
They have prehensile penises, don't
They do,
they?
they do.
Like corkscrews. It's like their penis is its own independent entity trying to get away from the pig, which all of us can identify with. Ghastly little
But I
creature.
felt sorry for the pig, because here's the pig having sex with a beautiful woman, then they throw him back in the sty, You know what I'm saying?
It's like a cruel thing to do. It's like the midpoint of trading places. It's a very unfair thing to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Ralph
good
Bellamy would
analogy.
be. Do you actually think that they would like a man's sperm?
A human.
A human being's sperm? A woman?
Well, who?
A woman.
A woman would like a man's sperm. Well, yeah, she's been biologically programmed
In her
through
mouth?
millennia. Not necessarily through her mouth, but I think there's a point where a little bit of deviation from the linear realms of sex is okay, mate. But when you sort of take a big radical turn
But in your
eating
mouth,
pig
like,
cum,
isn't that stuff like living? Isn't that like aren't those animals, little tiny tadpoles or something?
I didn't know it was going to have to get this deep. All right, then. Yeah, they're like little tadpoles. But, like, you know, the cells in the woman's mouth, the woman's basically the same genetic material as us anyway. I mean, it's only a confluence, an interaction of mammalian material. Now, you could argue, well, so is it with the pig. But there's an important 1 or 2% of genetic difference that I think has to be observed in conjugal matters between species. That's my position.
I agree with you completely.
But a human being, I think anything that you do
But
sexually...
what do you think is wronger?
Wrong in...
More wrong. What would you think is more wrong? Having sex with a child, human being, or an adult pig?
Like, you've got to do one. That's the
You got to
options.
do one, yeah. You're on a deserted
It's
island.
not me, it's some hypothetical
You're
person.
on a deserted
Russell
island
Brand,
with a single tree.
elevated. It's
You're
not
on a-
me, it's this person called Doug.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Doug
exactly.
is on this island.
Doug
Look,
is on a deserted
Doug
island.
probably went there because he likes both of these options.
Yeah.
He swam there. What? There's an island with a pig and a kid. How do I get there? Swam there with an erection, used his penis like a killer whale tail, lashing his way to the island.
How old are you?
Well, hold on a minute. That's non sequitur.
What?
I do it with look. I won't have sex with a child because I think the pig may not be as bothered as a child. I think it could have huge psychological impact on the child. So, out of compassion, I would advise Doug to do it with the pig and to leave the child alone because of the potential psychological impact. Even though the child's on a bloody island anyway, that's going to mess him up. All that Robinson Crusoe crap.
What kind of
Your
erection
questions.
do you have?
Hold on a second. Mine's marvellous. But let's say
Because mine is bendy.
gorgeous, straight, little bit of a swan turn towards the back, which helps with the G spot. That I can manage that using techniques.
G-spot. You can actually find that?
Mate, what are you doing in that bedroom? What are you getting up to?
I can't have the clitoris, the G-spot.
He's
I couldn't
eating
even
lard.
find a guy's balls if I had to.
Well, you don't need to do that, mate. You're not determined to on accounts of your predilections, but you've got to know how their equipment works.
Yeah, I just
I
guess.
can help you out.
How would you do that?
I just give you some basic techniques, some basic moves, like just some very simple things. So, do you have a female sexual partner?
No.
Oh, it don't matter. What's the point then? I'll just give you some pig videos.
No, but girls like me sometimes.
Yeah, well, you're very twinkly and warm and affable, and you've got an innocence about you. People will love that.
But then when I
Savantish
when
is
I
what you
when
are.
I pull out, this is my problem. Everything's going well with the lady.
Yes, you've got.
And
an
I
erection.
have my sex, right? And I get the mood going.
The mood's going.
I have 4 covers and a big quilt. And then
Well, I'm getting hard
I turn.
with your big Snoopy bed.
I don't have a Snoopy bed. I have
4 cups and a quilt.
no. I have one of those beds that go like it's actually sexy. It moves
Like
up
the
and
Walton's
down.
house. Was it? The
Then I get the
Dust Bowl.
mood.
Who wrote your house? John Steinbeck.
Then I get the mood going. I turn down the lights till it's Stygian black. And then I climb underneath the covers. I lay on top of the lady for 4 or 5 minutes. And she doesn't seem to enjoy it.
No, it sounds like an assault. It's like
But
having-
one time I tried this animalistic approach where, the lady is on her hands and knees. You know that
Yeah,
position?
I do know it.
Yeah. Named after a dog. Like,
Rather reductive.
A what?
Could be, it's reductive. Could
Yes.
be anything's got 4 legs.
Yes, exactly.
Couldn't it?
Exactly. Anyways, I go to put my cock in, and it starts.
Delightful.
It starts bending. It's
Which direction?
well, I have a kind of long cock, but
Congratulations.
but it's not thick. Turns out they only enjoy thick ones. But so it goes like this. Then
Just
it
like
bends.
a pencil. It feels like a medical
Have you
exam.
seen like when when an inchworm? It's more than
know
an
what that
inch.
is.
But when a 12.5-inch worm goes like.
I don't know this creature, Norm.
Because your erection is banging on your belly every morning, whereas when you reach my age, I'm an old chunk of coal. I'm 49. I'm damn near 50. I've seen more sunsets than I'm going to see. Let's be honest, guys. That if they do something, they're out of show business. Something bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, but you know what I mean. Something controversial. And yet, every step of the way, it seemed to have propelled your career further upward.
I
Like there's the
don't know.
famous story about at MTV the day after 9/11, you showed up dressed as Osama bin Laden.
That was
For most
insensitive.
people, that would not be a
Well, you've got to remember,
career boost.
at that time, I was on crack and heroin. I would never show such disrespect to the victims of terror. Kind of daft.
But it didn't hurt you, though.
Well, I mean, they sacked me from that job. But it's just, in a way, I'm a very persistent person. So, like, when I got sacked from that job, I did not long after that, I stopped taking drugs. I got sacked from all of my jobs because of similar conduct. Bringing homeless people to smoke crack with me on my radio show. I was doing that kind of thing all the time. I was just like, because that's where I was most at home, was among drug addicts and prostitutes and stuff. I was told that, that I was 6 months away from jails, institutions and death. They said, you're going to be in prison and mental asylum or dead within 6 months if you carry on in this fashion.
I feel they're just guessing.
Yeah, I mean, how could they actually know? Because if you could see the future, I also think that the Kentucky Derby will be won by...
We need to take a quick break.
We do?
We have
Yeah,
commercials,
yeah,
even though this is the internet.
Well, it is. We actually.
And we have no sponsors.
We don't get. Yeah, we have no
Well, in that
sponsors.
case, I'll
We don't
take
get
up this
paid.
commercial break. Perhaps you might like to buy some of the stuff that's in my garage. I've got this exercise bike I don't need. $10 about there or thereabouts. If you want me to come around your house, I offer Russell Brand sex techniques. I've been offering Norm some tips, and I can offer those tips to you. It's a reasonable price, $5. For just one
It's like
tip.
playing pool with a rope with me.
That'll be all right. Eventually, you could lasso the balls, tug them into the pockets.
Good Lord, now it's got me with balls.
Or
So what do we do? We're going to
take a
break?
break.
Talked about your crazy days,
Yeah,
unapologetically,
I think you might as well.
because they were fun.
they really were a laugh. some
Right?
of those.
Even though they may have ended up killing you or whatever. But that's why people do drugs, to have fun.
You know what I think? A lot of things that are terrible at the time, quite funny in retrospect, aren't they? A lot
Yeah.
of your antics, in retrospect,
Yeah.
coloured, the beautiful soft focus haze of reflection and nostalgia. Things are all right. As long as you don't think too much about the victims.
Like some people say, like, was that guy self-destructive about a guy that does drugs or alcohol? And I've known guys that done drugs and alcohol, you know? And
What, you don't do the old drugs or alcohol?
I don't know, because I'm too frightened.
You mustn't, Norm, because you describing your bedroom like that, the addition of crack cocaine to that scenario, I don't think would be a helpful one.
I think it would help. I'll tell you something, because I never drank. I would go to bars, Russell, when I was young and handsome. I was handsome when I was young, 45 pounds ago. And I would go to bars, and there's a certain social thing about booze. And everybody would be like, and plus you can get away with a lot more. Like I know this guy's pawing women, you know, like, ah, and they'd take it, they go, ooh, and I go, hello, ma'am, how are you? Can I take my... you know, and it wouldn't
I like
work.
your version.
But it would never work.
Oh,
I'd go,
ma'am.
oh, ma'am, when we get home, maybe I take my trousers off, and it wouldn't work. So I started to pretend to be a drunk.
Oh, how did it go?
I go like, ah, they'd let me paw them.
You could pour them when you're drunk.
Yeah.
It's a different frequency altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see, I see. You get
Now
away with
Adam
it.
Egret here is
Hello, Adam.
is a
Hey,
recovering
it's Egret. We've known each other
Egret.
for
Adam
like 8
Egret.
years.
He's right. His name is Adam Egret.
He must know. by
I
now.
call him Egret because my mother used to do crossword puzzles, and she'd Egret came up a lot. It's some sort of
Can't
verb.
call people things because it came up in a crossword puzzle.
know.
That's just its own thing.
That's true.
Don't let everything in your life cross-pollinate
That's true.
into a bizarre matrix of data. My mum used to do crossword covers. You're changing your name.
But Adam here is a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do it. Well, obviously it's much easier for you, but it's hard. It's hard for me. I got to learn how to get into maybe meditation or something because it's just.
That's what Russell does, meditation.
Yeah.
Meditate.
I need to learn how to get into something because it's it's not getting any easier.
Oh,
to be
come on,
honest.
mate. It is getting a bit easier. It's better than when you was drinking or taking drugs, is it?
No. It's so it feels great to be sober, but you know.
Oh, you used cocaine as a weight loss tool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in a sense. I mean, I didn't say I'm going to take cocaine to lose this weight. It just sort of happened.
Because you wouldn't be able to do that on the telly in an advert late at night, would you?
No.
I lost this amount of weight in just this many days.
Right.
By using this contraband substance that's destabilising Latin America.
Guys that if they do something, they're out of show business. Something bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, but you know what I mean. Something controversial. And yet, every step of the way, it seemed to have propelled your career further upward. Like there's the famous story about at MTV the day after 9/11, you showed up dressed as Osama bin Laden.
That was
For most
insensitive.
people, that would not be a
Well, you got to remember,
career boost.
at that time, I was on crack and heroin. I would never show such disrespect to the victims of terror. Kind of daft.
But it didn't hurt you, though.
Well, I mean, they sacked me from that job. But it's just, in a way, I'm a very persistent person. So, like, when I got sacked from that job, I did not long after that, I stopped taking drugs. I got sacked from all of my jobs because of similar conduct. Bringing homeless people to smoke crack with me on my radio show. You know, I was doing that kind of thing all the time. I was just like, because that's where I was most at home, was among drug addicts and prostitutes and stuff. I was told that, you know, that I was 6 months away from jails, institutions and death. They said, you're going to be in prison and mental asylum or dead within 6 months if you carry on in this fashion.
I feel they're just guessing.
Yeah, I mean, how could they actually know? Because if you could see the future, I also think that the Kentucky Derby will be won by...
Need to take a quick break.
We do?
We have
Yeah,
commercials,
yeah,
even though this is the internet.
Well, it is. We actually.
And we have no sponsors.
We don't get. Yeah, we have no
Well, in that
sponsors.
case, I'll
We don't
take
get
up this
paid.
commercial break. Perhaps you might like to buy some of the stuff that's in my garage. I've got this exercise bike I don't need. $10 about there or thereabouts. If you want me to come around your house, I offer Russell Brand sex techniques. I've been offering Norm some tips, and I can offer those tips to you. It's a reasonable price, $5. For just one
Like
tip.
playing pool with a rope with me.
That'll be all right. Eventually, you could lasso the balls, tug them into the pockets.
Good Lord, now it's got me with balls.
Or
So what do we do? We
We're
go on a
gonna
break?
take a-
This is what I like about Scottish guys. They're so excited about things, and they make me feel cynical and jaded. So Billy Connolly, I was living in Beverly Hills, and he had just moved there for some television show. And there's a place called the Beverly Center. Do you know that place?
I know that.
Yeah, it's a mall. So he goes, Norm, I'm like, yes. He goes, have you been to the Beverly Center? And I'm like, yeah, I was there. He goes, you go to the top, there's a food court. You can eat Japanese food. Yeah. Then you walk across, and there's some Argentinian. And like it was the most amazing thing. Meanwhile, he's best friends with the king. Is there a king anymore? No.
There's not been a king for over half a century.
Oh. This is what I was wondering. You know, and here you're kind of I don't know if you're a punk rock kind of a guy or what you are, but you don't seem to have much use for authority. Now, Egypt has the Egypt Spring, and they're like, we got to get rid of this guy. He owns half the money in the country. I mean, right? Let's get together on Facebook and we'll storm the palace. I feel in England, the people here in this room could get in there and take. The Queen has all the money.
She's got a lot of money, hasn't she?
She's the richest woman in the world.
Her face is literally daubed across the money. What are you suggesting? Some sort of revolution from members of the Commonwealth and a few Americans?
I'm wondering why it's never happened, or if it will happen.
I think because there's an element of socialism in British culture to this day, even post-Thatcher, that acts as a valve to stop unrest reaching fever pitch and stop people storming Buckingham Palace. Because you get given some sort of tidbit, some bit of bread or circuses. Yeah, I'll put that on the television. You know, you get a nice royal wedding every so often. And it don't matter how cynical you are or anarchic or revolutionary you are. When you see like a royal wedding, sort of pageantry is very evocative. Ritual is very effective. Where these things get in our heads. A little bit. I have to really train myself not to go, oh, God bless you, Mum. Or like sort of like Lady Diana. I got well swept up in all of that whole phenomenon. Yeah. She's all gentle and doe-eyed. I could get caught up in it.
Well, it's because of her prettiness.
Yeah, but they reappropriated that prettiness. Just like a woman, sexy woman drinking Coca-Cola. You want the sexy woman, but you think you want the Coca-Cola.
Oh, I want the Coke. I'd like to have a fucking Coke right now.
All right, yeah, you're the other way around.
My grandmother...
We could get you to breed by tipping Coca-Cola all over someone's ovaries.
Is there a Coke anywhere? Seriously?
Look at it, it's out of control. Is there some ovaries somewhere as well?
My grandmother...
Someone just released some eggs into the...
Grandmother, who grew up in the rock-hard soil of rural Ontario in a town by the name of Moose Creek. We were a colony, but she, never saw a good meal in her life that she didn't have to chop a chicken's head off to make.
Wow.
But I remember one time there was a news story that the Queen of England had to take a pay cut. And by God, my grandmother, what'll Lizzie do? What explains that? What explains that?
Well, I suppose a royal has been designated as God's anointed representative on earth, much the same as a pope. So you place their well-being and their safety and their significance above your own. I mean, in a way, it's a useful metaphor, isn't it? Because otherwise you're taking your own life seriously, your own frailties, your own flaws, getting stuck in traffic and irritated. If you can just focus on the majesty of the Queen, the splendour, the pageantry, rolling down a red carpet and whatnot, it makes you feel like, oh, at least that's all okay. So the idea of that being attacked is almost like God's potency has somehow been diminished. The Queen briefly, very briefly, you could see that the look in her eyes was of a woman like, I'm getting fucking past this geezer, double quick.
Was born the Dalai Lama, right?
Yes, he was, because
Explain
they do
to the folks at home how he was chosen.
What happens is, if you, like the Dalai Lama, one dies, you've got a Dalai Lama, he dies, you've broken one, now you've got to get another one. So the most prominent monks of the Tibetan Buddhist community all come together, meditate by a sacred lake and do some ritualistic burnings, and they are led by smoke and by dreams to where the new Dalai Lama will reincarnate. They go to the village and they talk to all the boys that have been born that are aged between 0 and 2. They take with them artefacts that belonged to the previous Dalai Lama. In the case of the current Dalai Lama, they took a walking stick and I think some kind of shirt or something, and apparently the new Dalai Lama Plus, this time it's personal, see that walking stick and say, I'll have that. Like, it was on it like a bonnet. Bang, give us that, that's mine. Like, and they went, oh, here he is, Dalai Lama's back. So then they take him off, they inculcate him in the ways of Buddhism and that. And
now, yet, if I said that in a child abduction hearing...
He recognised this stick. I seemed very happy to make its acquaintance. I did all I could. Just give me back Gerald.
Since sex drive with your age?
You've got to somehow try and devote that sexual energy to higher things, but it does like to park itself vaginally. I
Sure
must say.
does.
Because you're so creative, so it takes away from your creative.
Do you think it does?
Well, you only have so many hours in a day.
Right, yeah, I suppose so.
Are you going to be writing Bookie Wook 3, or are you going to be trying to seduce Kate Middleton?
Bookie Wook 3 will be more of a success if I do seduce Kate Middleton.
Oh, that's true. It all works together.
I nicked her. She was pregnant. She didn't give a monkey. She came with me like I was Gypsy Davy out of a Woody Guthrie song. She came with me all pregnant. We just galloped off on a stallion. She didn't care. We just wore leather gloves and ate by a campfire. I'm vegetarian, love. I'll have to have a
Somebody told me
jacket
you were
take.
with Posh Spice.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I was a posh spice.
Oh,
No,
he was Old Spice. Is that an old joke? It has to be.
Must be, mustn't it?
Has
'Cause it's
to
like
be.
such a easy amalgam. It must have been done now. We can't be pioneers here on this country. Is there any thought funk?
I lived in I would go to the bar at noon.
That's too early.
This is what happened to me once. You want to hear a sex story?
Sure.
I went to a strip bar at noon. So I was sitting there drinking a beer. No one there.
How was the vibe? Yeah, flat.
No one there except the stripper. So the stripper, she's dancing for me. And it's
But you
sort
can
of,
hear the sound of her shoes on the floor. It's
Yeah.
grim. It's real.
so she's talking to me because it's too embarrassing not to. And then between songs, I'm buying her $12 beers and so forth. And it's about 1 o'clock. This is in Winnipeg, Canada. 40 below, very cold. And she says, "Let's go have sex."
Lovely. Best possible outcome.
Yeah. So I say, fine and dandy. Now, I'm living with a girl, though. So I say, well, I can't do
Can't
that.
go there.
So what about you? Oh, she's living with a guy.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter what color he is, but
No, it doesn't.
no. But it was a frightening color.
Really? It's a colour with connotations to you, a man that grew up in rural Canada.
Exactly. And I'd never seen that color.
What was he?
On
A jagged purple man.
He
A
wa-
zebra creature.
He was an Indian.
Well, they're very peaceful folk. I mean, prejudicially. There's
Yeah, if they're
different
not
types of
holding a
Indian.
tomahawk. So I'm scared. So she's like, but let's go in the parking lot where I have a Trans Am. This is how old I am.
It's odd because it's both sort of desperate but somehow glamorous.
Yes, it seems sort of sexy. But it was 40 below. So we get out there. Now she's wearing a big, giant parka with a
She's a
hood.
different woman now.
Yes, now her body, you can't see it. So we get in the blinding
the
sun of Winnipeg, the whiteness of the snowbanks. And we're in the inner Trans
Well, it's about
Am.
1 o'clock now
Yes.
in the afternoon.
About 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And we're in the Trans Am, and she puts her head down on my bag thing, Now, I can't even, all I see is a big hood. I don't even know if it's a lady. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to remember what she looked like 20 minutes ago.
Trying to conjure up the recent memory
Yeah.
of a sexual
Yeah.
thrill
Yeah.
while sex is happening.
Yeah. While sex is happening, it was like my cock was being sucked, but I had no idea.
It's like an Arctic experience. It was like Empire Strikes Back, Hoth Battle Gear blowjob. Like when they're in
Right.
the snow planes, what value is the fellatio?
I've never seen those films.
You've got to see the Star
gotta
Wars
see
films,
it.
Norm.
Yeah,
They're an
yeah,
important
yeah.
part of your culture.
I
thought
saw
that's-
one, and then everybody made fun of it, and I was like, I thought it was the greatest thing I ever saw. It was the one that everybody made fun
Yeah,
with
the
Jar
new
Jar
one, Phantom
Banks.
Five.
Jar Banks.
You were out of alignment.
Yeah, you missed
were
it.
out of alignment
Fish
with the
were eating
contemporary
other
view.
fish. It was amazing. Hey, Life of Pi, though. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean, it seems nice. I don't know. So I was tired that. Air stewardess syndrome, where you talking to an air stewardess. It's
Yes.
not on a domestic American flight where it's the aged come shuffling towards you with a fistful of crap. No, it's like a transatlantic flight where the stewardesses still retain some sort of, hey, it's the 60s style glamour. You chat them up. They come to your hotel later, but they're no longer the glorious creatures that were pottering up and down them aisles, all
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
trim and twinkly and providers. They're now wearing sort of velour or things like you've
I
described.
see, right.
It's a real breakdown.
Right.
So I think what we have to analyse is our expectations and the psychological component. What are we looking for in these fleeting sexual encounters, be it in a Trans Am or in an aeroplane?
Well, I thought we
toilet?
were just looking for that 4-second issue.
It's amazing, that 4-second issue, for that 4 seconds, all of that effort, all of that. And look at the disparity between the two selves. Me, either side of the orgasmic canyon, I'm a different man. Before I come, I'm a mighty
You're Superman.
dragon lord. I'll do anything in
Yeah.
that situation. But like the other side of that,
Clark Kent.
I'm Clark Kent. I think that those two people, me before sex and after sex, if they were actually two different individuals, they wouldn't be able to live in the same house. But they've got to live in the same head.
That's
so how
interesting.
can we survive with this dichotomy, Norm?
That is
how
very
can
interesting. You know where I noticed that? What do you call the syndrome?
we? Air stewardess syndrome.
I see that air stewardess syndrome at its most stark at the end of a stripper's set. She'll be crawling towards you and then as soon as the song stops, she's just picking up her underwear. What are you looking at, buddy? Can't they keep it going?
Ooh, I'm getting my underwear. I'm going back into the locker room. I'm crying inside.
Troubled starlet Lindsay Lohan isn't letting a little thing like rehab stop her from living it up at Coachella Music Festival in Indio, California on Friday night.
Yes, yes. Now, Adam, you were there. Am I correct? I was watching the Masters, of course, but I probably wouldn't have gone anyway. I'm not much for that acid rock.
Yeah, well, the copper-haired starlet looked ready to party in her midriff-bearing short-crop white striped top and sexy black ankle boots. She added a gray jumper around her waist and had a heavier black jacket slung over her forearms in case she got a little cold later.
Oh, well, it's good to see that tight clothes don't stop her circulation. Seems the tighter the outfit, the more she circulates.
He suspended fighter Matt Mitrione last week after he called a fighter who underwent male-to-female gender assignment surgery a lying, sick, sociopathic, disgusting freak. Yeah,
You know who the real freak here is, right?
the person with a closed mind.
Yes. I say a mind works like a parachute when it's open. That's when it works best.
Justin Bieber has caused outrage after leaving a tasteless comment in the guest book at the Anne Frank House in Amsterdam. I heard
Justin
about this.
Bieber went to the Anne Frank house
Yeah.
where she was, okay.
Yeah, over in Amsterdam. You can leave little comments in the book there. And anyway, the 19-year-old singer visited the famous home where Jewish wartime diarist Frank and her family hid from Nazi persecution for 2 years during the Holocaust. After spending an hour touring the home on Saturday, Bieber wrote a message in the guest book. Now listen to this. He wrote, "Truly inspiring to be able to come here. Anne was a great girl. Hopefully, she would have been a believer."
Yeah. Now, see, I knew about this story, and I know a lot of folks on the social media are upset with his hypothetical statement and his atrocious grammar, and they wish that Justin Bieber would be the one to die of typhus at the notorious Bergen-Belsen death camp. What do you think, folks? Tell us next week on Norm Macdonald Live. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Adam. Thank you for watching, everyone. For updates, subscribe right here.